What are you making this video here for, Lego? The Calgary Flames just defeated the Winnipeg Jets, and we got some really good results from guys that you wanted to see getting good results. Why are you focusing on the negative? Well, it's because I'm a Canucks fan and I'm still feeling pretty pissed off about that game against Minnesota earlier this morning. So let's focus on another interesting story that is Vancouver related, but is mostly involving the Calgary Flames. Because when it comes to Andrei Kuzmenko, we did already make a video earlier on this channel talking about how Kuzmenko could very well be seen as the savior for the Calgary Flames, and how Kuzmenko is, in a way, saving Jonathan Huberdeau's career. I, personally, have been reaping the benefits of this because I picked up Huberdeau in fantasy after Kuzmenko got added to that line, and he's been fantastic ever since. But this was a week ago, and now things have taken a really interesting turn because after the Calgary Flames defeated the Winnipeg Jets 6-3 earlier today, you saw some point production from these top guys. You had Andrew Mangiapane with 2 points. Very nice. Nazem Kadri, 2 goals, 1 assist. Very nice. My boy Jonathan Huberdeau going out there with 2 points as well. But if you take a look at the ice time, I sorted this out by time on ice for a very specific reason, because if you go down to the bottom of the list for forwards, the 3 bottom guys for forwards on this team are Gauthier, Rooney, and Andrei Kuzmenko, who only played 11:49 in this game as he was stapled to the 4th line. This is the tweet made by Salim Valji. Andrei Kuzmenko is now on the Flames' 4th line with Walker Gauthier and Kevin Rooney. Dryden Hunt is skating with Huberdeau and Igor Sharangovich. Now, I will say, when it comes to that line with Huberdeau and Sharangovich, Dryden Hunt is a name that I've been seeing a lot of Flames fans getting super excited about. The common consensus I'm seeing more so lies in the idea that says that, yeah, he's kind of earned that spot. This is a player that has worked his way up the lineup, and he plays a pretty solid game. He's really been strong the past little while, so maybe giving him that role in the top 6 would be justified. But, of course, it comes at the expense of that Andrei Kuzmenko that just a week ago we were saying could have been the savior of the team. Now, here is a tweet made by Robert Munich, Ring of Fire Calgary. I'm pretty sure some of y'all would probably be familiar with his work, but he went out there and tweeted this out. Post-game thoughts after the Flames beat the Winnipeg Jets. That was a great bounce-back performance after a couple of bad losses on Saddledome ice. 2. Andrei Kuzmenko got off to a great start with the Flames. He was solid in his first few games. His play, though, has really fallen off. Hence why he was on the 3rd line, or the 4th line, excuse me. And I'm seeing a little bit of discomfort here. But that's okay, because when it comes to the way Andrei Kuzmenko has been as an NHL player, especially in 2023-2024, it's very interesting to see the patterns from the past really bring themselves up into what Kuzmenko is presenting now as a member of the Flames. You can see his time on ice has taken a little bit of a dip, not the biggest dip in the world, but a little bit of a dip since he was first acquired. He had 2 goals in his first 2 games with the team. He had 15 and 16 minutes of time on ice in those games. Then he had 13 minutes in the game against the Sharks where he actually scored a goal. By the way, Calgary lost. Yeah, how do you lose against the San Jose Sharks? And then you had the 16-minute game previously against the Detroit Red Wings. It's only this game here against Winnipeg where Kuzmenko was put on the 4th line. But I did think it was interesting to note just how Andrei Kuzmenko's game has translated here, because it's very evident that in Vancouver the same thing happened. The guy started out hot, 2 points in his first 2 games. He then went 2 games without getting a point, and then had a 3-game mini point streak. This is a guy who had himself some super good luck at the beginning of his Vancouver tenure in 23-24. Last year, it was even better. He was getting points every few games, and he would have multi-point games and streaks here and there, and he'd be getting goals. He had 39 goals last year. Like, how do you go out there and predict that out of a KHL free agent signing? Either he's the next Artemi Panarin, or he's the next Vadim Shipachev. Sometimes they'll get the in-betweens, like the Nikita Gusevs of the world, but Andrei Kuzmenko was seen as one of the good ones. It's just this year, he really didn't form well with the Canucks system, which is why they traded him in the first place. This streak is really what caused him to plummet down the power rankings of effective Vancouver Canucks players. The start of the new year was not kind to Kuzmenko, and even in other sporadic stints throughout the season, you could see that his scoring touch from last year just wasn't there. So even though he may have had 2 goals to open up his Calgary Flames tenure, you could debate as to whether or not that was really going to last. Now, we know he does have the talent. Like, if he's back on the first line tomorrow and he plays and he ends up scoring a whole bunch of goals and he finishes off the year, let's say with 15 goals. Right now, he's got 11. Let's say he gets 15, maybe even 20. Let's be very kind to him. Then I honestly think that's a pretty alright year, considering the ups and downs that Kuzi had to go through. And I also wanted to say that when it comes to that notion that Kuzmenko could be the savior, quote-unquote, of the Jonathan Huberdeaus, I definitely don't want to stand away from that. I want to keep that idea floating around, because when it comes to Huberdeau in particular, he's been a guy that has had such an off-putting career in Calgary that now, I mean, he's got 32 points in 54 games, 6th on the team in points. He's tied with Elias Lindholm, who isn't even here anymore. But Huberdeau has really been exploding offensively recently. He's got 9 points in his last 10 games, 5 points in his last 5. He has actually been good. And, of course, I've been saying this, he's on my fantasy team now, so I kind of have no choice but to pay attention and to root for him. And he's been fine at driving play again. Even the game against the Winnipeg Jets earlier today, you're starting to see the top guys put up points like the top guys should be able to. And sure, while Dryden Hunt didn't get himself a point, everybody else in that line did. Sharon Govich had an assist, Huberdeau had the goal and the assist. This was a great game, all things considered, and it's sort of playing into that pattern as of the past week or so, with Jonathan Huberdeau actually playing competent hockey. Is he playing $10.5 million caliber hockey? I don't know, you could be the judge of that. We've got 7 more years to figure out whether or not he's really capable of doing that at this level, but at the very least, a season like this one seems to have been a little bit more salvaged. He was on pace for like 20 points earlier in the year. It was really bad. The guy just wasn't scoring at all. In fact, if we go over here, can we see the game logs for a guy like Jonathan Huberdeau? Yeah, I think we'll be able to do that. Let's go to Winnipeg. Let's go to box score. Yeah, by the way, Sean Monahan had a really good game against the Calgary Flames today. He had a hat trick, a natural one too. What an absolute monster Jonathan Huberdeau has been, or Sean Monahan, excuse me. But Huberdeau, ever since the date that Andrei Kuzmenko came onto the team, what is that? 3, 5, 6, 8 points in the however many games played it's been. He has been a point-per-game guy, and I guess now is a better time than ever for a guy like Jonathan Huberdeau to bounce back. It just may be coming at the expense of some of the other players on this team, especially if you don't have that Andrei Kuzmenko playing alongside of him. So, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments section below your opinions about the Kuzmenko fourth line demotion. I'm seeing a lot of Flames fans all over social media saying that, hey, this is kind of deserved. He's kind of in the doghouse a little bit. The Flames are not giving it to him easy, but Kuzmenko still is a very lovable person, and everybody seems to love him over there. And plus, they won. Like, nobody's going to be complaining about the lines and everything after a win like this. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Andrei Kuzmenko getting placed on the fourth line by the Calgary Flames. Does this tick you off? Do you think this is appropriate? Do you think this is going to change anytime soon? Thoughts in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this Vishashros 99. And bye.